Welcome to today's radio journey, a space where stories aren't just told with words but with soul. Thank you for listening, for choosing to take a few precious moments out of your busy life to reconnect with yourself and with the sky that lives quietly inside the heart of an Aries. You know, there are moments when we don't need anyone to say anything. We just need to hear to remember how far we've come and that we're still standing. Aries, today is your day. Today marks the first page of a new chapter, one you've been waiting for even if you never quite put it into words. You're stepping out of a dark space, a place once surrounded by envy, poisonous words, misunderstandings, and doors that never seem to open. Maybe you've doubted yourself. Maybe you've looked back and barely recognized the person in the mirror. But still, something deep within you refused to give in. You didn't just survive, you are rebirthing. Not the gentle kind of rebirth like a petal falling to the earth, but a radiant rising after the storm, like sunlight breaking through heavy clouds, like a soul walking out of the ashes, finally learning how to love again, especially to love itself. Aries, not everyone will understand your path, and maybe you don't need them to anymore, because now you understand yourself. You've come to know that nothing is more painful than living a life shaped by someone else's expectations, and nothing more beautiful than living as your true fire, without asking permission, without waiting for approval. Rebirth never happens overnight. It hurts. It's lonely. It demands that you look at every piece of who you used to be and choose what to let go. But in return, you're becoming your most powerful self, strong but never proud, deep but never bitter, resilient yet still gentle. And the beautiful truth is, from this moment on, you no longer have to fight the dark. Your light is finally bright enough to lead the way. But here's something else, and when a soul begins to awaken, the universe shifts too. Old connections, they start to vibrate again. People who once walked away from your life and now feel restless. They sense something rising in you. And somewhere out there, others are searching for you, for the awakened version of you. It feels like we're stepping into something deeper now, a layer of story that can't be explained by logic, only felt by intuition. And from here, this journey takes you to a quiet moment where someone, even if they've walked away, still hasn't let go. Because the heart, well, there are truths it simply cannot lie about. Thank you for still listening, for still sitting here with yourself in a silence the outside world often doesn't understand. Some wounds don't have words. Some connections, even when they fade into the distance, still echo in memory like a melody that never quite stops playing. And Aries, on your path of rebirth, there is a soul who still hasn't let go. They don't speak, they don't text, they don't call, they don't show up. But deep beneath the silence, there's a storm, loud, restless, unspoken. They still think about you, still ache, still carry the weight. And sometimes, even they don't understand why they can't forget you no matter how hard they try. It's not that they don't want to return. It's that they're stuck inside an invisible prison. A prison made of responsibility, fear, obligation, or maybe just a self that's not ready to face real emotions. You were a light in their life, but they didn't know how to walk toward it. And when they couldn't move forward, they turned away, even though their heart never really did. And you, Aries, you've come a long way. You've walked through nights asking why it all ended like that. You've been angry, you've been hurt. You've been distant, but even then you couldn't pretend it never happened, because somewhere deep inside, there's still a thread, thin, fragile, but not broken. This separation wasn't just meant to hurt, it was meant to teach, to help both of you grow, to help you face yourselves, to learn how to love without losing who you are. And if today you feel your heart sink a little while hearing these words, that's not a coincidence, because sometimes souls know how to call each other back, not with words, but with a feeling. And that person, they're hearing you more than you know. They are in a quiet battle between letting go and facing the truth. But life is strange, Aries. When you stop chasing, everything starts finding its way back. When you begin living as your truest self, you become a mirror, and that mirror makes it impossible for others to keep running. One day they'll stop, and they'll finally admit they never really left. But the miracle, Aries, isn't in whether they come back. It's in you realizing your worth was never in someone else's hands. And as you stand in that light, the world around you begins to shift. Because the moment you return to your truth, the universe opens doors to things more sacred, more aligned, and more perfectly timed than ever before. Maybe the love you once waited for couldn't find you when you were broken, but it will find you now that you're whole again. And somewhere in the quiet changing seasons of your heart, divine justice will speak, not to punish, but to restore all that was once beautiful in a way that finally feels deserved. Thank you for still being here in this space where every sound is not just a word, but a doorway into the deepest parts of your heart. Aries, some things happen in life that logic can't explain. Some relationships that seemed to burn out long ago suddenly light up again, not because of promises, but because of something invisible, something we call divine justice. That's when the universe steps in. Not loudly, but quietly, soft as a breeze, yet powerful enough to guide a lost soul back to where it truly belongs. Maybe you've blamed them. Maybe you've waited until you were tired of waiting. Maybe you tried to understand why something so deep it could disappear without a word. But now that you've crossed into your own growth, you're beginning to see maybe that distance had a reason. Silence was the only way both hearts could settle. Confusion was an invitation to look inward. And heartbreak was the rain needed to wash away the dust covering your true feelings. That person may have let you down, but somehow they also touched a part of you so deep only few ever reach it. And the universe noticed. It noticed the love even when it was unspoken. And so it rearranged the timing, not to bring you back to what was, but to offer you a chance to meet again, this time with a wiser heart, a clearer vision, and a love that no longer lives in the shadow of the past. Aries, if you've ever felt abandoned by a connection that ended without closure, this is your reminder. You weren't abandoned. You were held back to grow. And now that your light is bright enough, you don't have to chase anyone, because someone will finally stop running and turn back toward you. Not because you need them, but because for the first time they realize they need your light to find their way. And you know what? When a soul is finally ready to receive a love that heals, your beauty begins to shine in ways no one can ignore. Because in that light, something miraculous happens. You no longer ask where love comes from, you simply open and let it guide you home. And maybe, just maybe, you'll find something greater than love itself. You'll find yourself, whole, peaceful, and no longer waiting for anything to make you feel complete. And in that wholeness, you'll understand what's coming isn't just a person, it's a partner. A soul that walks beside yours, knowing they can't walk with you unless they've grown too. And from this moment on, as you step deeper into this journey of rebirth, the world starts responding to you in a new language, the language of effortless magnetism and inner beauty that never needs to prove itself. Thank you for still being here in this space of layered emotions, where every breath, every sound feels like it's gently guiding you back to yourself. Aries, you might not realize it, but right now you are radiating something magnetic. Not the kind of beauty that comes from appearances, but a light from within. A glow that rises from the wounds you've healed, the lessons you've survived, and the fire in your soul that never once went out. You're not who you used to be. Your eyes no longer sparkle with innocence. They shine with wisdom. Your smile isn't meant to please anyone anymore. It simply says, I've chosen to live as who I truly am. You've walked through darkness. You've stood in the middle of the storm and didn't back down. And now, what draws others to you isn't your appearance, but your presence. It's not what you say, it's the energy you carry. A different kind of energy, strong, still, magnetic, and unshakable. They say when you heal yourself, you stop chasing love and love starts finding you. And Aries, someone out there feels your shift. They see something new in you, a light in the way you move, in your gaze, in the quiet power you now embody. It could be someone from your past who's only just now seeing the version of you they never really knew. Or it could be someone entirely new, drawn to you by instinct. Because energy doesn't lie. And yours is glowing with aliveness, depth, and strength. You don't need to try to attract anyone. Just keep living honestly. Keep shining through your experiences. You'll notice eyes lingering a little longer, conversations growing deeper, connections becoming more real, because you're no longer someone they forget. You're an experience. The most captivating thing about you now is not what you have, but who you've become after all you've been through. And in a world craving warmth, you are the fire. You don't need to do much to attract someone, because truth is, the one most drawn to you right now is the one the universe has quietly chosen to walk this new path with you. Someone who doesn't just see you but respects your light. And when the time is right, that meeting won't be rushed. It will arrive gently, like an answer whispered from the sky. a response to your courage to rise, to heal, to become. And from that light, something even greater than love will begin to unfold. Not loud but deep, not fast but certain. Something that makes you realize real peace is real, and it's closer than you think. Thank you for still being here in this sacred space, where the heart is heard before it even speaks. Aries, I know you're not looking for loud love, not drama, not something that asks you to shrink again. After everything you've lived through, what you truly need now is someone who feels just right. Not right in age or background or status, but right in soul. Someone your soul can breathe beside. Someone who doesn't make you try so hard or guess what they're feeling, but instead lets you return to yourself effortlessly. Maybe it's someone new arriving when you least expect, different from what you imagined, younger or older. But when your eyes meet, you'll feel it, a stillness, a calm, a truth, or maybe it's someone from your past who's walked through their own fire and returned as someone changed. They don't come back to claim you, but to walk beside you. They don't ask you to become anyone else because they already see you fully, deeply. True love doesn't create chaos. It doesn't leave you restless or doubting yourself. Real love brings ease like calm after a storm, like two hands that hold gently, never tightly. And Aries, you deserve that kind of love. The kind that sees beyond your words and understands your silences. The kind that doesn't want to change you but chooses to grow with you. The kind that doesn't ask you to abandon your dreams but wants to walk with you toward them. When you've gone far enough with loneliness, you'll know what we really need isn't someone to fill the emptiness, but a soul to sit in the quiet with. A gaze that rests on scars that have healed and smiles because you're still here, stronger and softer than ever. And when that kind of love arrives, whether you believe in it or not, you'll see the universe always has its timing. Not too soon, not too late, just when you've grown enough to never trade yourself for love again. And in that peace you'll shine without needing to prove it. You'll live true without needing permission. And you'll love, not to be loved back, but because you are already full enough to overflow. That's when a new chapter opens, not just in your heart, but on the path ahead, where your gifts, your worth, and your awakening are being met with opportunities you never saw coming. It's a gift that you're still here, walking through this journey of layered emotions, where healing begins with listening to your heart and letting your own light lead the way. Aries, there's a truth you may have forgotten. Your worth has never been about the number in your bank account, but about the fire inside you, the one that's never gone out. And now, after everything you've lost, after every exhausting trial you've endured, a new door is slowly opening. It's carrying with it opportunities, abundance, and a new rhythm of life that's more generous than you ever expected. But here's the thing, miracles don't come from luck. They come from you. From the moment you chose to return to what sets your heart racing. From the moment you stepped outside your comfort zone without needing applause. From the moment you believed your value deserved to be seen and rewarded. Soon, you may receive good news. A new project, a surprising payout, a collaboration, or simply a shift in how you see your own potential. Whatever form it takes, know this: it's not random. It's a reward for your persistence. You didn't break. You didn't abandon yourself. You chose to grow instead of blaming the world. And the universe saw that. Still, money doesn't come just because you do more. It comes when you start living truer. When you put your time, your effort, your soul into what really matters to you. When you stop racing and start aligning with your truest values. And when you move in that energy, the energy of awakening, of passion without pressure, of faith without fear, everything begins to shift. You become magnetic, not just in love, but in work, in abundance, in the way people want to connect with you, because energy never lies. And yours is sending out a signal that people want to follow. Aries, you didn't come into this world just to survive. You came here to live fully, and that fullness starts inside. It begins the moment you say, "This is who I am," and stop apologizing for it. Then every other reward, money, success, recognition starts to find you. Just like flowers find their way to the sun. And you know something. When you start living from that truth, something deeper begins to shift. Not just on the outside, but within. You start to feel a quiet kind of growth, a deeper kind of maturity, like your soul is finally finding its way back to the path it was always meant to walk. Thank you for keeping your heart open as each emotional wave moves through this journey. You may not realize it, but your quiet and wholehearted presence right now is making the entire universe tremble just a little. Aries, there's a kind of love you never have to go looking for. It was written for you a long time ago, before you knew what loneliness was, before you even understood what love could be. This is soul-level love, a love that exists beyond right or wrong, enough or not enough, too soon or too late. It lives in unseen dimensions, woven from silent appointments between two souls who once missed each other and are now slowly finding their way back. Right now, your angels are closer than you think. They don't speak in words, they don't knock on doors, they touch your heart through feeling. A feeling that's soft but real. Sometimes it's a sudden intuition, other times a dream, or maybe someone appears and you're left shaken for reasons you can't explain. You might call it coincidence, but the universe doesn't work by chance. The angels know you're ready for a different kind of connection, deeper, truer, and more deserving. Not a relationship that comes to teach you more pain, but one that arrives to help you heal what's still unfinished. Someone who sees your light and honors your cracks just as much. A soul connection, the kind you don't need to explain because they already hear your voice even when you haven't spoken. Maybe you've loved deeply before. You've given without keeping score. You've waited until there was nothing left to wait with. But this time, it's different because now you've awakened. And this love is also awakened. It's not here to teach you how to survive. It's here to walk beside you. Not to possess, but to co-create. Not to make you wish you were someone else, but to let you be fully yourself and still be loved completely. Aries, these angelic signals often arrive in whispers, like a sudden warmth in your chest when a certain song plays. Like an unexpected harmony when your eyes meet someone else's, or that quiet moment when you just know you're no longer alone. So listen, because those signals are guiding you back to where your heart has always belonged. And here's something beautiful. When you finally reach into your own soul fully, honestly, without holding back, that other soul begins to appear. Because true love never rushes. It moves with the rhythm of growth. And when both hearts are ready, the universe will align everything, the time, the way, the meeting, all of it just right. From that moment on, you'll no longer walk alone. And everything that follows won't just be steps forward, they'll be the continuation of a promise. A soul promise written in the stars, just for you. Thank you for walking with me through these deeper layers, through the gentle rhythm of storytelling. The pauses that invited you to breathe and the feelings you thought were long forgotten, quietly rising again. Aries, there are moments in life we can't quite name, but deep down we know something is about to change. A door is about to open. A new chapter is waiting. And you're standing right at that edge where destiny is no longer written by what was supposed to happen, but by the light that's now rising from within you. You've faced the storms. You've learned to love without losing yourself, to give without shrinking, to stay grounded without needing anyone's validation. And because of that, this moment, this sacred moment of realignment is drawing near. In the days to come, you may receive a sign. Maybe it's a call, a message, an invitation, a small opportunity that somehow carries the power to redirect everything. Listen to your intuition, because it's not just your voice anymore, it's the whisper of the universe. You might feel moved. You might be surprised, but what you've been waiting for has never truly left. It's been waiting for you to become whole so it could arrive fully. And this shift, it's not just happening around you, it's happening within you. It's the moment you trade places with your fate, where once you believed life was leading you, now you realize you're the one holding the reins, gently, steadily, like reuniting with an old friend who's finally found their way home. Aries, you weren't born into this world to run in circles and burn out. You came here to test your limits and break through them, to turn loss into light, to prove that even the deepest pain can become a prayer for something better. Destiny is not set in stone. It waits for someone brave enough to rewrite it. And you right here, right now, are holding the pen. Trust time. Trust yourself. Everything you've been through was never meant to break you, it was meant to make you shine. And if there's still a small part of you that wonders about this journey, just close your eyes. Be still for a few seconds and you'll hear it. Your soul singing. A song meant only for you about what's coming closer, what's arriving in perfect timing, exactly the way your heart always hoped it would. Thank you for listening. for having the courage to move through every layer of yourself. And I'll see you in the next chapter where the good things are no longer just dreams, but your new reality. Wishing you a path that glows and a future filled with light.